Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So this is part 2 of the series I'm doing, the Quickie color and chat. So as I said in the previous video, which will be linked somewhere, or this is in a playlist, this isn't a tutorial. I don't feel like I can teach anybody really anything. So this is just kind of chatting while I work on a page. This time I did bring the camera a little bit closer. When I was looking back on the previous video, I thought it was a little too far away. So hopefully everything is in frame. I am using the Marco Masters Collection tribute pencils. This is a collection that I don't think, it's not currently available in the set that I got, which was 240, but I think the two separate sets of 120 are still available. That's neither here nor there. So I'm going to continue on with the clouds here. Right now I'm just doing kind of like a light background with this dull lavender pencil. So I'm going to continue with that. How is everybody doing? How was everybody's week? We kind of had a little bit of a crazy week. Last Monday before last, my dad called me and he wasn't feeling well, and he wanted to know if we could take him to the VA the next day. And I was like, well, we're not gonna wait. If you're not feeling well now, I'm not waiting a day to take you to the VA. So my husband and I, we only have one car, so we share the vehicle, and he was at work, so he left work to go get my dad, took him to the VA, and then they ended up transferring him to a major hospital in a more metro area from us. And it seemed like it might have been an issue with some of his medication, his heart medication. So they switched that up, and he spent, I think, two nights in the hospital, and they released him, and we went and picked him up and brought him home, and he's doing fine now. My dad's a hoot. He'll be 87 in September, but he does not look it. He does not look like he's 87. And all the nurses were commenting about that. The pharmacist, when we had to go pick up his new meds, commented about that. And my dad just kind of laughs about it. If I can figure out how, I'll actually put a picture of him, because people are always like, I don't believe he's as old as he says he is, but he is. So that was our week. That was like the big thing that happened. I had a bit of a sinus infection that I'm still kind of dealing with. That's, fun. And then if you watched my last video, which was a haul, I don't know what was going on with YouTube, but it took 3 days, literally 3 days, for that video to upload. It was the craziest thing. I've since deleted like the YouTube Studio app off my phone, reinstalled it, all of that jazz. And I'm hopeful that this video, because I'm doing this video today, and then I'm also going to have a flip through of a new book I got. I'm hopeful that it does not take 3 freaking days to upload. I mean, that was just crazy. Okay, let's see. I think instead of continuing on with this, I think I want to switch it up a little bit. So I'm going to look for my swatch chart here. Let's see. I kind of want a pink, I think. That rose pink's kind of nice. Let's see. Should be, yeah, there's 3 pages. Let's go, where'd the rose pink go? Oh, those are kind of nice. Maybe I'll just go with the bright pink. Let's throw caution to the wind and see what that does. So yeah, that's pretty much been my week. Haven't really gotten anything else done that I would like to get done. Let's see. So this is the pink. That is quite pink. I need to sharpen it, so beware the noise. All right, so I think I'm just gonna go in kind of at the edges. You know, as I said in my previous video, usually when it comes to this, like, I really am just winging it, guys. Like, I'm not, I don't know what my husband's in there doing, banging stuff around. I think he's taking out the trash. Anyway, I'm just kind of winging it. I'm just, you know, it works until it doesn't work, I guess. But I know I'd asked on my previous video, like, you know, do you make, when you color, do you just kind of wing it, or do you make like a concrete plan? And it really did seem that the response was more winging it than anything else. So sorry if I'm not super talkative today. It's been a long week and my throat is kind of sore. I think from the sinus infection. At least I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I didn't like go to the doctor and get a concrete diagnosis, but I'm, you know, almost 45 years old. I've had a lot of sinus infections in my life. I'm pretty sure that's what this is. Let me make sure I'm still in frame. I am. I'm gonna go back in with that dull lavender and just kind of do another layer, especially like down here because it's real light. I try to use a light hand. Sometimes I'm a little more successful with that than others. I've really, for coloring, I've really been on like this pastel and neon kick recently. I don't know what kind of brought that forward, but that's been my go-to colors. But I got a new book today. It literally just came in the mail right before I started this video. And I am so excited to color in it. And I'm going to do a full flip through video, which should go up about the same time. Hopefully this video goes up. And that is for Christine Caron's new book, The Wondrous Folk. I had pre-ordered it. And so I was actually surprised I got it when I did. Usually I pre-ordered it from Barnes & Noble, and they're usually slow as molasses when it comes to pre-orders. Okay. I think I'm gonna go in with, so this was dull lavender. I think I'm gonna go in with a lavender, which is just a shade darker, and just do a little bit kind of around the edges. So has anybody, let's see, what else can we chat about? Has anybody seen any good movies lately? I don't, I don't watch a ton of movies, and I don't watch a ton of TV because I usually spend my time reading. But there's been a couple things that have caught my attention that I kind of want to watch. I really, really want to see K-pop Demon Hunter on Netflix. I've been waiting. My husband wants to see it, so we're kind of waiting till we can coordinate and watch it together. I've heard nothing but good things about it, so I really want to watch that. If you've seen it, did you like it? I know a lot of people say like the music and stuff's really catchy in it. I had started the second season of Squid Game and just haven't gotten around to continuing it, I guess. Again, I just don't. I used to watch like a ton of TV, like just like a stupid amount. Like my husband and I, when we got together, like I literally had a spreadsheet that we went by that was like, this is when our shows are on and this is when we need to watch them, because this was back in the day of like you had to pay more with your cable company to get a DVR. And so we paid more to get the DVR, but it would only keep them for so long. And so like we had to really, we had a lot of shows that we watched. And now, not so much. My husband probably watches more TV than I do. He's really into Star Trek, so he watched all the Star Trek shows. He also plays like a lot of like PlayStation games. I don't really do that. We have a Switch. Well, we had a Switch. My dad's currently using it. And I had a couple games on it that I had wanted to play, but I just never, like there was a couple I did play, but there were some I just never had time for. And then we ended up letting my dad borrow it. So maybe I'll get to them when we get the Switch back from him. Although I don't know if we're ever going to get the Switch back from him. He's a big Mario fan, so. But that's really the only. I wanted to watch Sinners, the movie. I think it's on HBO Max right now, or HBO Go, or HBO, whatever they're calling it these days. I haven't gotten around to watching that. I need to get caught up on Outlander, which used to be one of my favorite shows. Going back to the Dole Lavender. I need to get caught up on that. There's the prequel show coming out, Blood of My Blood, I think is what it's called, which I'm pretty excited about. I love the books. I really recommend the books. If you like audiobooks, the audiobooks are really well done for them. They are quite long though. They are very long. I would say honestly, even though I love the series, I would say at this point, like the books themselves are bordering on a little bit too long. Like I sometimes get frustrated. I'm like, you don't need to tell us everything. This is like the 9th book in the series. We know what happened in the other, 8. You don't need to rehash every single thing. But that being said, I love them and I will continue to read them every time they come out. But the only other like show we kind of religiously watch is Jeopardy, because we are such old people. Yeah. Game Show Network is a staple in our house. I don't know how many layers is too many layers till I start kind of overworking this. I don't know. I still want to go in with some more colors and stuff like that. I know I'm not making like a ton of progress in these videos, but to be fair, I'm trying to keep them short and sweet. I don't necessarily want them to be like, they're just supposed to be short and sweet. And I've said before, I'm not a very fast colorist. So, this is going to be a process. but I hope to continue it and, you know, make a little progress every week. And it's just a little check-in, see how everybody's doing, seeing what everybody's up to. I like, you know, I like reading comments and seeing what people have to say. But yeah, so that was, according to my little timer, that was 15 minutes, guys. I don't know if I should maybe make these a little bit longer just because I am such a slow colorist, but you know, I don't know, maybe not. I think 15 minutes plus a little before and after is fine. It's a little, like I said, it's a little check-in. So that is it for today, guys. Like I said, I'll be getting up another video flip through. So thank you for watching. Have a great day and a great week.